Hey everyone, I have a new project here that I'm really excited to showcase as per usual. It's the largest MOC diorama I have ever made. This is my skirmish on Normandy, inspired by the historical Battle of the Hedgerows, which was a series of different attacks that happened after the famous landing on Normandy Beach in June of 1944. And I wanted to sort of just see how far I could go with the pieces that I had and make something that really complemented just a larger build and a lot of my new features, including my Sherman, my new battle brick US infantry guys, my new citizen brick tanker guys, and my new battle brick German infantry guys. And I have all these new components now. I really wanted to feature them in one big build and really just show off what I got, which is really cool because I don't think that I would have been able to do that if not for having these new pieces. And as a result of having them, I thought it would be great to do a build kind of just honoring them. So that's what it is. It's kind of this large sort of French crossroad section here, where it comes out of here and intersects. It's one of those large Lego base plates and then another one of the half ones. I don't know what the stud dimension is, but it's fairly big. It's definitely the biggest thing that I've built as far as battlegrounds. I don't usually do battlegrounds or things like this because they're very piece intensive and I prefer more technical building, kind of like something like my Sherman. But it was really fun to kind of expand and make something that was a little bit different than what I have ever built before. So the scene is set up as an ambush. So here we have some German soldiers that are waiting in over by this hedge here to attack this Sherman, which is an infantry support Sherman with the infantry behind it. They're moving forward, pressing into France to kind of disable things like this barricade and open up some roads and supplying the other troops. But there's an ambush set up here with this guy who's got a grenade, and this guy has a Panzerschreck, and this guy's setting up a machine gun position. The main highlight of something that I wanted to kind of include was this hedge here. So Battle of the Hedgerows was real famous as a result of the big Norman hedges, which were these large hedges that were higher than a man was tall and limited visibility for someone like this tanker. And I wanted to sort of kind of just encapsulate what that would have meant for troops like that and how much danger someone like this would have been in as a result of these guys being able to hide. Because the Norman hedgerows were these long bushes that covered all along the roads with only a few breaks being made by vehicles and such. So I thought it'd be really fun to set up an ambush like that. So the Sherman's sort of intercepting, kind of moving in to clear out some roads, and they're currently in danger as a result of this German patrol. And I thought that was really interesting to kind of just set that up and really just kind of make a generic point on the skirmishes that occurred in France at the time, because there were a lot of things that happened like that all over in French countryside, and wanted to sort of just show off a general feeling of that kind of era. With the stuff that I have. And given that I have the new guys, might as well use them. The Sherman is kind of the main point here. It's very similar to what it was before. I made a few modifications, like the seat. I changed the front seat in the Sherman so that the two drivers could sit with their heads sticking out. Both of those heads sticking out of the Sherman are actually full minifigures all the way down to the legs, and they're not broken up, which was really cool. The Sherman sits in these little ruts in the road, just like it did in the smaller build that I did with the Sherman. And then I have some infantry following after. It's essentially sort of an extrapolated version, a larger version of that Sherman diorama I made, which I really, really enjoyed. And I wanted to kind of expand on that and make a bigger version to sort of honor my new guys and kind of tell a story with it, which I wasn't really able to do with the other one. So I really enjoyed that, and I thought it was really cool to kind of include stuff like this this French wall here in the farmland, and sort of just how compartmentalized it was as a result of just how it was countryside they were fighting in and not really like a big battlefield. I'm usually not on the clock for filming stuff like this because I usually use my lamp over my actual recording studio, and I'm not on the clock for natural light, but I'm going to try to get this done before I lose all the natural light of the day, and it can be consistent as it can. So this is the other side of the build. It's pretty straightforward. There's some bit of like plowed farmland here. Here's the other side of the Sherman. There's a thorn bush down there in the ditch because the road is raised. I thought that was fun. The signpost. This kind of fun little tree design here that I did that I really enjoyed doing. I think looks pretty good in sort of this like field area. And then, yeah, it was kind of funny because it felt like I was using a lot of pieces for something like this plowed field that really didn't do anything. So some of the critical points are like the hedgerow and the Sherman as far as how the actual build comes together. But then the other stuff that still needed just as many pieces, like the plowed field, are comparatively kind of boring. I did some tools over there and some grass and things. But I think altogether, it's a really nice build, and it sort of encompasses the skirmishes that occurred after the Normandy landing on D-Day, famously. Again, largest thing I've ever built as far as battlefields go, so I really, really enjoyed that. I have considered that I probably would have never built anything like this if it was not on suggestion and encouragement from people who watched my videos. So I'm having a fun time with that and really enjoying people saying like, hey, I'd like to see this, or I would enjoy seeing that, because I probably wouldn't have ever built anything like this if it wasn't for you guys. So that's really cool to be able to hear. So this is it, my newest project. It was totally different than building anything else like vehicles or anything, because the vehicles are a lot more like sort of science-y, if that makes any sense. They're a lot more technical in trying to design something that looks very specific. And when it comes to something like this, you can kind of just throw plates down and make a pretty decent MOC. But this is definitely one of the largest ones that I have done. And I thought it looks pretty good. I built this a little while ago, and I wanted to film it right away, but I was busy with some other life stuff, and as a result of not filming it right away, it actually has some dust you can see on the guys' helmets and stuff. But I think it's okay because I tried to get it as fast as I can before all the dust settles into the cracks. And it looks like I just dug it up out of my yard. So it looks okay for right now. I think it's great. It's been really fun to be able to build this on sort of encouragement from other people and what they have what they've mentioned they wanted to see, along with my vehicles and things. And I hope that it gives people some inspiration on maybe MOCs that they want to do, or some just inspiration in general. So thanks for watching, and thanks for checking it out. This is my Normandy MOC. I'm very proud of it and very pleased to present it.